I received 2 clear messages from Spirit this morning and a third one that is a little bit more mysterious. The first message is they always reveal themselves. The second message was press play. And the third one, I saw these circles moving towards one another, beginning to overlap. It kind of looked like an eclipse, sort of. So we're going to find out what that's all about. I'm curious. The way that I'm guided to do this reading is to read on each of these messages separately, but I do feel like they're all related. I do feel like they flow into one another, or they're all for the same person. So if you found yourself here and you're still here and you're feeling energetically guided and pulled to listen to this reading, I do believe there is something in here for you. So let's get into each message. I'm using a new deck, which is Tending Your Haunted Cottage. I may refer to the book. I'm not sure. We'll see how the intuitive energies flow. But let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, so they always reveal themselves. They always reveal themselves. There's an energy here I'm just getting of someone rehearsing or maybe reading from a script. This could be a metaphor. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Basket. Somebody collecting stories. I'm hearing collecting stories. They always reveal themselves. Somebody collecting stories. Let me get the rest of the cards out. These could be stories that you've collected, like experiences, memories that you've now added a narrative to, a story to, and you've been collecting them, trying to understand what they mean. Reading about them, writing about them, or maybe this is someone else. Let's see, the story collector. Number 4. These stories, whoever's collecting them, are creating an illusion about who someone is. It's like somebody's defining themselves based on these stories they collect, or presenting themselves based on the stories they collect. I'm tempted, although I'm not 100% sure, I have to say, but I am kind of tempted to say that whoever this is constructing an image of themselves by taking little bits and pieces of other people's identities. And to some extent, we do that, all of us, although not consciously usually. We learn from one another, right? We pick up style from one another, or the way we speak is conditioned into us based on who we've been surrounded with or who we haven't been surrounded with. But there's something different about this particular situation. Let's see, or person. Let's see. Spirit, can you help me clarify this message? We have ancestors, forebears, predecessors, and ancient, and the tide, rhythm, change, and movement. Ancestors, changing ancestors. The stories they collect are from different ancestors? Changing ancestors, though. Okay, hold on. Let me get further in. Tell me about this basket or the stories that are being collected. What's going on here? 7 of Swords. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like whenever I get this feeling like, oh, something's kind of not right here, I always try to like bring myself back to center and not, project too much into the shadow realm. But I can't help but feel that there's a little bit of dishonesty here in terms of how somebody's collecting something or presenting something. And then the message, they always reveal themselves. Oh, the ancestors maybe always reveal themselves. For some of you, you are encountering someone whose ancestors are telling on them. Okay, but it's for this person's highest good, or maybe it's you, but I have to say this feels like somebody that you're witnessing or that has maybe had an impact on you. For some people here, you're looking up to this person, or you're thinking that they've got it made in the shade, I'm hearing. Or maybe there's a little bit of jealousy here. But Spirit's saying what you're seeing isn't really solid. Seven of Swords, it says on here, deception and cunning, collecting stories. It's interesting too, I'm not using it, but I just bought yesterday this beautiful fairy tale deck. I don't know, I obviously I have no relationship with the owners, interesting. The creators, the owners. Keep that in mind. That's a message for someone. There's something about ownership here. Owning the stories. Anyways, I just feel guided to show you this deck. It's pretty interesting. Maybe I'll use it in the next collective reading. I feel like I need to get to know it more, is why I didn't use it. Fairy tales, archetypes, stories, memories, ownership over them. Someone's collecting these stories to own them. Okay, and on the Seven of Swords, it also says betrayal. Okay, Spirit, give me one more on this story collector energy, and then I'm going to ask more about how this is related to you and why you need to know about this. Tell me a little bit more about this story collector energy. Ooh, that's a lot. I'm seeing Four of Cups and the Four of Swords in reverse, unrest and contemplation. Ooh, this is an energy that is rehearsing. I'm seeing blood here, like someone's fingers are bleeding, or maybe it's their toes. It's like a ballerina, you know, they're spinning round and round. They're practicing how to get something on point. They're rehearsing something to the point of pain. This person is nervous of being, it's not really of being found out, but of running out of things to say, or running out of time. This person is worried about being revealed. But I think the worry is being revealed that there's not a whole lot behind the mask. It's not like they're worried of being revealed about what is behind the mask. It's kind of like, I don't really know who I am. Or I don't know, these stories I'm telling are not actually things I've experienced, or I'm mashing a whole bunch of stories together and I don't really know the origin of it all. The ancestors, this is very strange energy. Unrest and contemplation. This is someone who is very heady. Like seeing someone at a computer, they're typing, they're writing. They can't rest. Let's see what the other cards are. Unpaid debt. Six of Buttons in reverse. Well, yeah, they're creating karma because they're stealing stories. Ooh. Now, if you're like, I don't know who this is, I don't know either, but it could be an aspect of yourself, right? It could. It could be a more of a collective energy. You know, it could be something out in the media or something like that. A politician, maybe, I don't know. Or it could be someone close to you. But I feel like we're starting with this reading. They always reveal themselves. Because there's something about this energy that you're either comparing yourself to, or you're looking up to, or you're understanding yourself in relation to this energy in some way. And Spirit's here to tell you a little, demystify something for you before you press play. Okay. Yeah, unpaid debt, self-interest. This Ancestors card, it's beautiful, but it's really giving me like the ancestor energy is like a little concerned here with how certain stories are getting woven together. this could even be well, it is, in addition to a personal message for you, this is also about, I got shivers up my left leg. This is about disappearing and erasing lineages and histories by kind of weaving them all together in a way that erases like the specificity and the importance of what certain people said and did for the human soul, is what I'm hearing, for the human soul. It's like an erasure of a history. And instead, they're just picking up certain threads and weaving other threads together and saying, this is the past. These are the stories that you need to listen to. Rewriting history. What's that saying? The winners always rewrite history. I'm hearing not this time. Okay, so there's something here that you're going to be victorious with, or the collective's going to be victorious with. And it's like revealing the way the history has been rewritten. For some of you, this is a person in your life who's trying to rewrite a history between the two of you, or history in a company, or history in some kind of case that you're involved in. Whoa. Okay, obstructionism. Yeah, Page of Pentacles in reverse. Superficiality, it says on here. Happiness with the sun. That's beautiful. Authenticity. And control, the Emperor in reverse, number 4. And so is the basket card, number 4. The Emperor in reverse with control. This red thread is really standing out to me here. Someone's trying to thread something together. Obstructing happiness. Trying to control and dominate the narrative. Obstructing authenticity. But, I feel like this person's really doing themselves in, or this energy, because while they're actively erasing or trying to rewrite other people's narratives and experiences and collecting their stories and doing all that, they're also obliterating their own authenticity in the process, which feels like a heavy weight here. It's creating an unpaid karmic debt. This is a little spicy, okay, this reading. I'm going to pull a couple of these cards out just to get real specific here. I didn't shuffle them. Maybe I should give them a little bit of a shuffle first. I'm just going to use the white ones, I think. Someone asked me about these cards. I made them. They're just words that I got, that came to me about 5-6 years ago. So that could be when this whole thing started, 5-6 years ago. Okay, let's get some cards to get specifics. Home and protection. Ancestry, protecting your home. So privacy is important. I hope this doesn't happen. Last time I did a reading, I had a visitor in the middle of the thing, but I'm getting somebody is going to come to your home, visit your home. There's some protection rituals you could do around your home. It's not that you're in danger or anything like this, but it's more of like when I'm hearing 4 corners, maybe you want to put salt in 4 corners, whatever you feel guided to do. But it's more of like when you do these things, your subconscious mind picks it up. And depending on the energy in which you do these things, your subconscious mind can feel like you're more protected, and it eliminates some energy from trespassing and crossing through. Now, if you protect yourself from a place of fear, try not to do that, because then you're just reinforcing the idea in your head that you need to protect yourself and that you're fearful. Okay, so Spirit is saying if you're going to do some kind of protection thing in the 3D world, whether that's prayer or maybe it's enlisting a friend, I'm hearing, or telling someone something that you need to tell them, or doing some kind of ritual, do it from a place of confidence and faith. Do it from your soul, not from your mind. Okay? I also feel like your ancestors. Well, tell me about this home protection from collective's ancestors. Yeah, the Fool, new beginnings, free spirit, spontaneity. There's with this frog, and you might see toads or frogs around, even pictures or cartoons. I'm hearing Kermit the Frog, maybe. Miss Piggy, interesting. It is. Well, I like Miss Piggy. She's got her own thing going on, but it is kind of like a hoggish energy with this story collecting. Okay. There could be something about the Chinese zodiac, or like the year of the pig, maybe. The Fool card. So your ancestors are protecting your new beginnings. They're keeping your spirit free from what exactly? Control? Free from, martyrdom. Free from insecurity. Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, let me get some tarot out. Let me find out why do you need this reading exactly, Spirit? The Devil. Well, yeah, because this energy is intrusive. Okay, and that's what the protection and home cards are here for. Like, it doesn't mean literally they're coming into your home, but you can think of home as a metaphor, like your sacred space, even your mind, right? It's like whoever this story collector is, they could be telling you stories that are starting to bother you, or you're starting to believe and they're not true, and Spirit's trying to get you to disentangle yourself from this energy, or to see it for what it really is. See, even the Devil here is playing the violin. It's like singing songs, telling stories that put others to sleep or make others less resistant to the truth. Less resistant to the truth. That's the irony. That's the irony. The stories are supposed to, what are they supposed to do? Five of Wands, create conflict, competition, discord. But in all reality, when you're protected by your ancestors, which you are, and your free spirit and the Fool and the new beginnings and an open mind, you have all of that, then what these stories are actually doing is getting you to see the truth, getting you to be less resistant to the truth because you don't resonate with whatever's being said, or you intuitively pick up something like, hey, where'd you get all that? When did you start collecting that? Why did you change the narrative around that? What are you erasing? Okay, so there's something you see clearly. They always reveal themselves, right? And that goes for the truth too. The truth is always revealed. Anything else with this message? Ace of Cups and the Queen of Wands. This is the privacy again. Some of you may want to cloak in some way, or just, don't share everything with everybody all the time. Be very selective. If you feel a little bit weird with some energy, then it might be best to keep your creative ideas to yourself, or your heart song. I'm hearing your heart song. I don't know what that is. Your heart song to yourself. And I'm seeing a bird singing here. A nightingale. Because this is it's kind of like an imitator, but it's not a one-to-one imitation. It's more of a mashup. Like they're taking different parts of different people and trying to claim it as their own story. I mean, they must think they're pretty boring to do that. Why are they doing this? 10 of Wands. Well, they do have a story themselves, but it's a story that's too much of a heavy burden on them. It's a weight on them to sit in their own energy, to exist. That, this person or this energy is actually a little bit young. it could be chronologically in their years, they're young. But it's like they haven't gotten the experience yet. This isn't a good way to get experience, because the unpaid debt, okay, it's like when you're young, you've been through some things, right? Some people have been through a lot more when they're younger. They have older souls. They know what's going on. And they have a lot to say, a lot of stories to tell and such. But as you get older, I mean, of course, you learn more things, but you have also more time to reflect on what life is, to experience life. And I don't just mean situations and events, but I mean the energy. Like, you get to sit in different energies from different time periods with different people in different locations. And you start to get a more holistic viewpoint of what your experience is all about. This energy, it's like they haven't gotten that yet. And instead of allowing life to unfold as it should and get those stories and experiences that are theirs to have, they're racking up other stories and taking it as their own. But now their experience as they move forward in the world is going to be one of an unpaid karmic debt. It's like all the lessons from the stories they're taking, it's like they're going to experience them. Oh my goodness, this is an intense message, but it's like their soul's not ready to experience it because it's not really their lesson. I don't know, man. This person is not, they need to stop. I'm hearing revoke. They need to revoke something. Okay, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. Okay, Queen of Wands, Ace of Cups. I don't know if I showed you these cards, but this is like you having something to offer and to share the world. And this is this other energy with the Queen of Wands. Like, I'll take that story. Thank you very much. I'll take that creative talent. I'll take your heart. I'll take whatever it is. I guess this person looks for people who are muses, but it's not. It's in the Seven of Swords energy. It's not just being inspired. Okay, advice for collective. The Fool. Keep going with your protected spiritual energy of new beginnings, spontaneity, authenticity, creativity, creating the new path. You are forging the way here. You will always have something to offer, is what I'm hearing. And it's like this other energy is always playing catch up. Okay, it's kind of a sad situation for this energy. This could be somebody who follows trends, that kind of thing. Or it's like you're just not sure who they are. They start to emulate certain people or their beliefs that should be kind of core beliefs. And yeah, I mean, they can develop and evolve, but they really shouldn't change all that much. They change radically. This could also be somebody who is sort of disrespectful to the spirits, to the spirit world. Okay? Yeah, I don't know how that's manifesting for everyone. But Spirit's saying to keep going on your path. We're going to the next reading, plus press play, I almost said. Press play, okay? So we're pressing play now with this Fool card. But this is just something that you needed to know. I feel like I haven't said something though, Spirit. I'm getting you have. But like, I feel there need... Autopilot and disguise. Okay, yeah. Oh, Spirit's like, you said it all. That's it, right? They're not creating their own experience. They're on autopilot. It's a disguise. They're collecting stories. Okay? So please don't compare yourself to this person or allow them to fill your head up with things that you intuitively feel are kind of off. Always trust your intuition. Okay, first impressions are usually right if we're coming from an intuitive space. Okay, if we're coming from a triggered place, it's something else. But intuitively, you're typically right, and I do this too. Like I'll come across someone and immediately I'm like, I don't know, and then I'm like, no, maybe that's just me and I'm projecting. And then the more that I'm around them or the more that I listen to them, I'm like, they got something going on here. But eventually it always circles back to that original feeling. And I'm always proving myself right that, you know what, you knew from the beginning. So listen to that, okay? And again, sometimes we are wrong, but this is about a very particular situation. And by this point, you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? And you've had that intuition about this person. Knight of Pentacles. And maybe you've been going with them or watching this for a while to see something play out, okay? All right, that's the first message. Let's put these back in. They always reveal themselves. Okay. And let's go to the second message, Spirit. I feel I'm just going to reshuffle these cards on the table. This is for press play. How's everybody doing while I'm shuffling these? Still working through the birthday messages, okay? But I'm getting to them. Let's see. I'm hearing something about a radio host. Former radio host? I don't know what that's about. Okay, let's see. Press play. Press play, Spirit. What do you want the collective to press play on? Press play. Take this one first. Crossroads. Ooh. Oh, I love this. It actually reminds me right away of a meditation that I had. It was like a meditation to talk to your guides. And there was one guide that I saw far off in the distance, and it was all, in the shadow. It was a shadow guide, Anyways, it's reminding me of that. Maybe there's a meditation you could do to meet your guides. And your guides could be aspects of yourself if that resonates more with you. It's interesting. Okay, let's see. Press play. Fishing rod, crossroads, fishing rod, and acorns. Ooh, here's the fishing rod and the acorns. Hold on a second. We have 14, which is temperance. Then we have 16, which is the tower, and then 1, which is the magician. I feel like, there's a crossroads here for sure. And just from these 3 cards, I feel like Spirit's encouraging you to choose a path, okay? Pick a road, pick something, make a decision. You need to make a decision about something, which way you're going to take, or something that you've been wanting to do, but you haven't done it yet. Decide, either I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this. Pick a path, okay? Just in your mind. Because once you do, what you find is going to be better than what you seek. So I'm seeing you here fishing, trying to catch a fish, but you're actually going to find an acorn. And the acorn, or many acorns. And these acorns are going to be more beneficial for you. They're going to grow into huge oak trees and provide so much more for you than one single fish would. Okay, so what you're going to find is huge. It's massive. this opportunity, this path that you're going down, press play, make the decision, and go. You don't know where press play, the movie, right, or the song. You don't know where it's going, but decide to be a part of it. Step into your life, okay? Let's get more cards so we can get more specific. I also feel like Spirit's leaving you things. This could be your ancestors again. Rocks, maybe acorns, nuts, like, We have shadow. Yes, I knew there was something about the shadow with that card. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, okay, I like this. So with crossroads, we have shadow, power, acceptance, and embrace. Some of you are going to choose the path that is a little bit more nerve-wracking. So my meditation is a message here for you. It's coming through for a reason. In this meditation, one of my guys was pretty... well, it appeared to me as kind of like a gnomish old man kind of. It was fun. He was cool. He was relaxed. He was wearing like board shorts, and yeah, and a Hawaiian shirt. Like he was chill. And then off in the distance, I saw like a scary figure. And I asked the chill guide, I'm like, who's that? And he said, oh, him, don't worry about him. He's okay. So I've always wondered, who is that shadow guide and why didn't they come forward? And maybe they don't need to come forward. Maybe I need to go towards it. So I feel like this is a message here for you, to move towards something that challenges you or maybe looks a little bit big, like, oh, that would be a big thing if I did that. That would change everything. It might even create a tower moment. But there's something about it that's calling to you, saying, come down this path. I mean, look at this beautiful shadow card. This wolf here. Snarling, wild, angry, scared, territorial, and your higher self working with that energy to calm it, to balance it, to accept it, even for what it is, right? Acceptance, yeah. So there's a part of you that really wants to go down some kind of path, and it's nerve-wracking for you. Not because, I want to be careful here because this is a general reading. It's not something that is a threat, okay? This isn't something that will harm you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you to go down that path. This is a path where you say, I would really like to do that, but it's probably going to be too hard. But what if I don't get accepted, or people don't like me, or what if I go travel there and then all of a sudden I waste all my money? Or what if I move to this place and I regret it? It's that kind of thing, So it's worries. You're worried about it, but you're also excited for that path too. It could also be the path of some of you are transitioning from one life stage to a next, and you're trying to avoid that transition. You're trying to stay where you are, and Spirit says press play and move forward, okay? There's better things ahead. Don't trap yourself in an old cycle, okay? Or a life stage that you've outgrown. That's just hurting yourself. For some of you, this is you're parting ways with someone or something, and it's scary AF. Okay? But Spirit's asking you to embrace the fear around that. The fear around that, let me see. 3 of Swords. It's the fear of pain, of being hurt, of you hurting yourself or someone hurting you, having to deal with the pain. But 7 of Swords. But if you think you're not in pain now, well, you're seven of Swords in yourself. You're deceiving yourself because you are in pain right now. You're carrying all these swords on you, on your back, trying to move forward. So it's best to deal with it now, okay? Don't keep this going to avoid pain because you're already in pain. And if you just stay where you are and you know you shouldn't be there, then that pain is going to persist for a longer time than if you just deal with it now. 5 of Wands, you'll find yourself in inner turmoil and conflict. Maybe for 5 years, 5 months, I don't know, something about 5. Okay, it's best to deal with it now. And Knight of Pentacles, and you have been moving towards this shadow guide, your higher self or your shadow self that is saying, let's accept what's happened and reclaim our power and choose the path of 14, of temperance, of alchemy, of healing. Okay, so interesting how this reading came out in 3s too. Fishing rod came out with spiral. So let's see. Resonance, insight, and introspection. So yes, you're fishing in these waters, hoping to catch something, but in the process, you are learning more about yourself, which is why you end up pulling up acorns instead of fish. I don't know how else to say that, but that's what I'm getting. It's like as you're fishing, you're realizing like, well, we have water and earth. That it's time to put something into practice, that it's time to get grounded with something. It's time to settle something, settle down maybe, or settle in somewhere, create some roots, some foundations, plant some seeds. Rather than getting immediate gratification, it's almost like you're realizing that you're limiting your view on something and you're going to decide, I need more. Spiral and introspection. Okay, and then the acorns came out with nurture, compassion, growth, and care. You're going to nurture the seeds you plant. There's an abundance here too. It's overflowing. If you see an acorn, pick it up. Compassion, growth, and care. Okay, let's see. Spirit, press play. And I think this is related to the last message because it's like somebody's collecting stories, like lives and experiences that have already been lived. And you're coming out with the Fool card again and again, which is saying, don't live those old stories that someone is telling. Live a new story. And maybe going fishing here is even protecting yourself too. It's like you tell someone, I'm going fishing, but really you're going to collect and plant some acorns. You know what I'm saying? Okay, contemplation came out with the 4 of Cups, apathy, disillusion. Yeah, well, that's you felt like you needed a spark or maybe even a little bit of a push or some reassurance to do something. Indecision, contemplation, indecision. Yeah, that's why Spirit's saying press play. Crossroads. Okay, so I think that's kind of clear so far, Spirit. Yeah, so what's the guidance here? 5 of Cups and the Devil. What's bringing you down? Ace of Cups. What's preventing you from following your heart here? What's getting you down? I'm going to get some of those other cards out in a sec, but this is a sad song, a sad story. This is regret and despair. I'm getting something about the ways in which you're facing your shadow. It's as if Spirit wants you to move towards this shadow guide or integrate parts of your shadow so that you can free yourself, right? So that you can discover that there's all these acorns here for me to plant. But you may be focusing on the shadow as a place of pain or as a place of like despair and regret. And usually we do have to navigate through those emotions to get to the gold and the acorn. But there's something here where Spirit's saying, why don't you keep in mind that you're doing this to free yourself, or you're doing this to find the things that you can plant, the seeds you can plant, the things that you've forgotten, those aspects of yourself that you want to bring back to life. That's why you're navigating down in the shadow realms. It's not to continue to hurt yourself or to be in despair. Okay, there's a mission. Okay, there's a mission here. You're on a mission. So keep the mission in mind. What is your mission statement for shadow work, your own shadow work? Okay, maybe create one, because I feel like almost Spirit's saying you could be avoiding discovering something beautiful about yourself because you feel like there's a wall of pain you need to go through first. And you don't want to do that. So you're just not going to discover this part of yourself. And I feel Spirit saying you don't need to go through that wall of pain, or you can go through it quicker than you think. Okay, let's get some of these cards out here. Press play. Ego. The devil and the ego. Freedom from your ego? Stop. All right, Spirit. Yeah. Okay, so the wall of pain, the good news is, well, I don't know if it's good news or bad news because it hurts all the same. But the wall of pain is like ego pain, you know, something's hurting your ego. And Spirit's trying to get you to connect past your ego into your soul mission, your acorns, find your acorns. It's not about catching the biggest fish, I'm hearing. Okay. So press play. The message here is press play and go forward with something that you want to do that seems like, oh my goodness. It's not about whether it works out or not, because what's going to happen is better than you anticipate. You're going in hoping to catch a fish. You're going to find some acorns, and it's going to be way better. Okay? The pain that you are facing and that is stopping you from going forward with your ambitions or whatever you're contemplating, whatever you're indecisive about, is related to something around your ego, okay? How other people see you or how you see yourself. And Spirit's trying to free you from those chains of the ego. Now, ego's not bad all the time. I've said this many times. But in this reading, coming out with the devil, we're talking about trying to release that part of you that compares, that judges yourself, and to get freedom from the misery that is attached to those kinds of ego drives and ego fulfillments. I need to make this much amount of money or else I'm worthless. I need to be in this kind of relationship. All that stuff, the stuff that your soul's like, all right, I guess we're doing that now. Cool. Does it serve us? Okay. So that's the message for the press play. And we're going to get into the last mysterious message. I'm hearing of the universe of these two circles. Oh, I'll use the circle deck. The two circles coming together. Okay. Let's see. What are these two circles that I'm seeing coming together? Oh, that's too many. Two circles. Well, I guess there's more because they're overlapping, but let's see. First one is Secret Garden. It says Whisper and Spirit and Blossoming. And the other is Unresolved, of course. Okay, so we're kind of riffing, I feel like, off the last message. Is she showing stuff? I think so. So they're coming forward like this. Secret Garden and Unresolved. Whisper, Spirit, Blossoming, Restoration, Tension, and Letting Go. So this is what's colliding now. And I think that collision is beautiful. This is integration, right? Integrating the things that are hurting you, the things in your heart that are unresolved, or even in your mind that is keeping you tense, or you're having a difficult time letting go. You're restoring yourself by bringing yourself closer to this secret garden, to spirit, to your spirit, to blossoming what's inside of you, to listening to the ways your intuition is whispering to you. Okay, so tell me more about this. What can we say about this? Well, number 44. Oh yeah, I want to say 444 in general could be numbers that you see a lot, or that could be coming up. I want to read this one and see what we get. The well with secret garden. The secret garden in the well. Interesting. Okay. Venture to the depths. Introspection, inner work, unveiling. The well represents a hidden, sacred space within you, a place where long-forgotten truths and unspoken emotions lay dormant, awaiting your attention. It invites you to descend into your subconscious and confront what's been left untouched, like still waters beneath the surface. Unlike shallow waters, the fishing, right? Unlike shallow waters, the well goes deep, and so too must your journey to uncover what's been buried. As you approach the well, a dark figure rises from the depths, a manifestation of the fears, unresolved emotions, and past traumas that are ready to be seen and healed. These shadow aspects, once suppressed, are now calling for acknowledgement and release, which will create the space for transformation and renewal. And then it says down here, how does your body respond in different environments? Chaotic or negative spaces can drain your energy, while peaceful ones help you feel recharged. This card invites you to tune into your emotional state and notice what you've been ignoring. Pay attention to where your energy feels depleted and explore what might be at the root of those feelings. It may be time to acknowledge and process emotions or situations that you've been avoiding. Okay, there's another message here. I feel it's important. You might feel as though you're receiving mixed signals or uncertain guidance, but this moment calls for introspection. Allow yourself the space to clear away distractions and reconnect with your center. That's the storyteller that's collecting stories, the story collector. That's the distraction. Okay, so that's what you need to clear out. Practice grounding and meditation. The shadowy figure in the well is not to be feared. It is a part of your own transformation, guiding you towards the necessary inner work for growth. By facing it with courage, you make room for your true potential to emerge. Right. Okay, so this is big. And you don't have to do it all in one night or 1 week or 1 month or 1 year. You know, you can take breaks when you need, if you need. But whatever is unresolved is like these two energies are coming together. One's not going to the other. They're both coming in at the same time. Your secret garden spirit, I wish I could show you, but you know, YouTube and the cards and all that. And covering them is not always easy. But, you know, they're coming together. They're colliding together, allowing you to explore what's deep in this well, the secret garden in the well. So what is it that's unresolved? I mean, it's going to be different for each of you, but probably similar themes, right? Traumas, mostly. So why now, Spirit? Why now? That's my question. Why now? Oh, I'm getting a shiver here. 5 of Cups, because I feel like this, how do I say it? It's like avoidance. It's kind of oxymoronic in a way. It's like avoidance by hyper-focusing. Avoidance of the real pain by hyper-fixating on an ego wound. Maybe we need to go through the ego first, the ego wound first, to get to the soul scar that we're going to heal completely. Okay, let's see. 5 of Cups. Why are we having this reading now? Ace of Cups. Because something is happening. Something's being born inside of you, you know? Something is birthing. Let's see. Can we get anything else about what's coming? The Star. The Star and the Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Cups. Okay, like, whoa. This is amazing. What are you creating? What are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you becoming? It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's guided. It feels good. And it's something new. It's a cycle change. It's like outstanding, fantastic, excellent, good work, good job. You know, this is amazing stuff here. I'm just like, I don't even know how to, like, I don't have the words for it, obviously. Spirit's saying, the reason why it's time to go into the shadow and discover your secret garden is because your garden is lush. Your garden is amazing. It can sustain you. It makes you feel good. It fulfills you. It's ever growing. It's full of mystery and pleasure and joy and calm, and it's fruitful, and you give back to others here. But it's at the bottom of the well. So you got to go down. It's not even get it, but like experience it, explore it. And not be afraid of facing what needs to be faced here. Okay, what needs to be faced? Let's see if we can get that. Something unresolved. Okay, maybe I should ask, actually, what's the ego wound? Because this is what you're focused on, the ego wound. And then it's like beyond the ego wound, there's a deeper kind of something to integrate and resolve. So I want to see let's see if we can get that. What's the ego wound? I feel like that's a lot to ask. King of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Let's get one more. And the 8 of Wands. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see the deeper. What's deep in down in there? 2 of Wands, King of Pentacles, the World, 7 of Cups, and the Okay, I love what's deep down in there. Okay, how do I explain this? Let me get some of these cards. This is intense. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me tell you what I got. For the ego wound, we have King of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and regret. So this is the feeling. The first thing I got is no matter what I say, no matter what I do, I don't feel seen, or I don't feel like something is growing. I don't feel like I'm reaching my potential. I always feel like I'm being stunted in some way. I feel like no matter what I did here, in this relationship, in this job, in this project, in my friendships, I feel like they just won't see me and they won't reciprocate what I have to give. Okay? And there's a regret here of maybe not trying hard enough, even though you did, okay? Or putting a lot of time and effort and energy into something. You bared your heart here to someone, maybe even your soul, with a lot of words, a lot of communication. You tried to get someone to understand something, or maybe even you to understand yourself. And you were patient with it. You tried to get this to grow. You were watering it, tending to it. But whoever this is kind of held out. Okay, this could be an aspect of yourself or someone else, but they kind of sat back like, that's not enough. That's not good enough. This is something I feel like happened kind of recently, but is probably also connected to an experience early on where you felt maybe even subconsciously like you weren't good enough for someone to show up for you. Maybe they weren't around a lot, or they just didn't, it's emotions? Two of Pentacles. No, it's like somebody who was preoccupied with something else. You know, they held you as just important as something else, whether that's an addiction they had, their job, another person, like, I don't know, but they were juggling, and they should have valued you more. So the regrets, what is the regret, actually? Why do you regret? The Four of Pentacles. Well, you feel like you held back. I don't feel like you did. Or maybe you felt like you exposed too much, but it's almost like I could have done something else. Twist, Ascension. You couldn't. Even if you wanted to go back in time and do something different, or change something, or say something more, or say something differently, or choose another path, or pick another whatever, you had no choice really, because the twist in the situation was you were inevitably meant to ascend here. Like, there's no turning back here because you've ascended. You can't go back to this unconscious place where you were trying to, it's like kind of trying to please someone, but it's more of like being seen. Like, I want to be seen, and we all want to be seen. It's just kind of a thing with humans for multiple reasons, lots of books about it, you know. But it's become the ego wound that you don't really want to, well, you're hyper focused on it. I feel like if this doesn't resonate, that's okay, because I feel some of you, it's not blocked. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a blocked energy here. Alias, you are not alone and incompatible. Maybe this is something you witnessed in someone else, okay? But then you have to think about, why was I involved with someone with that kind of wound? What wound of mine does that speak to? Okay, we're getting pretty... Now, the deeper wound that I see here, the one that Spirit wants you to go into the shadows to work with, is the Two of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the World, the Seven of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and Weight. This is a wound about faith. This is a wound where you did have faith with something. You did know, like at a soul level, like this is going to happen. I feel it. And then it didn't, or something went awry. It's like your soul knew it was on a particular path. Like maybe you can even see this life unfolding, but it didn't actually happen. And it's created some wound around having trust and faith that you're safe and secure, because whatever happened here, it made you not trust yourself at some level. It's like you saw something actually happening and then it didn't. And you're like, well, how could I feel so strongly about that? How can I trust my intuition? How could I trust myself? Because like I felt at such a deep level that that was what's going to happen. And maybe you waited and waited for this to unfold, but it didn't. So Spirit wants you to go in and work with that energy. Now, I don't know exactly what's going to happen here. But what I'm seeing here is this sense of like overwhelming sense of like, I'm okay. No matter what happens, the confusion, the illusion, I can turn those situations all around, and I can turn them all around. I can turn them around into possibilities. The world, this is giving me like safety, security, completion, mastery. No matter which path I pick, I'm going to be okay. King and Queen of Pentacles, feminine and masculine energy. I can caretake the things that mean a lot to me, including myself, and I can continue to grow and build them. Like, this is your secret garden. This is your secret garden. Okay, I feel like it's probably too personal for me to try to figure out exactly how this is going to unfold for all of you. So what do I say? So let's get one last message, I guess, and then I'll close the reading out because I don't know where else to go from here with this. But let's get some guidance. How about that? Let's get some last guidance for the collective. What can they do right now in the next couple days to move them closer to their secret garden from a place of, or integrating more faith, understanding they're safe and secure and loved and guided? What can they do? Four of Wands, the home card again. Maybe spend some time at home or think about what home means to you. Security. There's something about making something secure for yourself. Now, I also feel like this is Spirit saying to celebrate. These lanterns here with your wishes floating up with your... Oh, it's like, don't just release your wishes out into the world. Float up with them. Go with them. Celebrate something. Sacred space is important too. Queen of Swords. Be honest with yourself about what security actually means for you. Do you have it already? I think a lot of you do. Your safety and your security is being true to yourself. Continuing to tell your story, even if other people are mishmashing it. Continue to tell it. And continue to let it unfold with the Fool card. There's a lot of stuff about home coming out. Fourth house, you know? The High Priestess, the Chariot, and the Four of Cups. Somebody maybe didn't want you to explore and go out in the world. But I feel as though Spirit is saying you're ready now. You're ready to detach from some psychic wound that was making you feel unloved or insecure in your relationships, in your own home. Unable to celebrate your truth. But you can now, or you should work towards that. It's your secret garden. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.